Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. This might look different than what I usually post, and you're right. I usually don't have my videos set in the green room, next to a big screen, with an avatar, and well, I decided that how about we put this on for a change. And as the title says, this is going to be my retrospective on Deltarune. It's not gonna be something that has a bunch of lore and going super in depth into the how Deltarune was made and all of that. It's more just gonna be how I enjoyed the game. And I guess how do I start this? By giving an introduction. I played Deltarune since January 30th on my channel, and I played Undertale back in October. And I am one of those Deltarune players that know about green gaster theory and friend inside me theory. And I have to say that I enjoy Deltarune, and I also did back then. Back to when I first played in Chapter 2, when it first came out, when the Spentum sweepstakes happened, and yes, I will always be jealous of those people who partook in it, because I only just got into the game, so I never really knew that existed back then. How do I say this? I was instantly hooked of the game. And, well, since for a while, one of my IRL friends, yes I do have those, showed me Dust Sands and Spamton the Great, or Scampton the Great, however you want to call it. And that served as my first contact with the Deltarune community. And how do I say this? I mean, the characters are funny, the music is great, the story, while it's still in development, I love it so far. And hence why I still play it 4 years later after I started. And also why I started streaming it 4 years later, is because I want to show how I experience the game to a audience. So, you may be asking, what is Deltarune? So, Deltarune is a parallel story to Undertale. Fight or spare your way through action-packed battles as you explore a mysterious world alongside an endearing cast. That's what the website says. But that's not really talking about me. Well, how do I describe it? Well, first of all, you are in a gang with 3 different characters. You have Susie, which is the mean girl, the stereotypical bully at the start of the game. We have Ralsei, which looks like someone who's a bit familiar, but no, it's just Fluffy Boy Ralsei, and he's very original. And then you have Chris. And, well, the story happens in a parallel location, so at Chapter 2, you have Cyber City, and obviously the places around that chapter, which is inspired by the actual place that's in the story, which is a computer lab. And then Chapter 1 is like castles, board games, puzzles, and it's a playroom. And this team of these heroes, their job is to prevent something called the Roaring and make sure it doesn't happen, which in itself is part of a prophecy, which is called the Deltarune. And yes, there is Sans. Good job, Toby. But of course it's not Papyrus, at least not yet. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, it is a good game in my opinion. But is that really enough to talk about, I guess, my experience on an essay video for like 4 minutes? Not really. And if you did say yes, I'm sorry, but I gotta put these 4 years of hyperfixation onto someone. So, why do I love Deltarune? Well, first of all, you have the gameplay. So when I first talk about Deltarune to my friends or parents, family, whatever, their first reaction is, well, so it's like Mario or Zelda. And then I have to go blank staring and say, no, not really. I mean, the whole gimmick is that you can spare the enemies, and that you can recruit them. Unless you want to fight them, which, you know, obviously you have the Snowgrave route too. And then you could turn Burly into some chicken nuggets, and I guess then you could call it like Zelda, I guess. I mean, hey, just look at Chapter 3, we have a whole board game for that. But that's moving on, that's not really important here. The point is that there is a spare mechanic, and the spare mechanic lets you have the enemies that you encounter during the levels and the chapters, and it lets you put them into your town called Castle Town. And, well, what's important is that, hear this, your characters that you recruit and your town, it progresses while the chapters progress. On the other hand, there's also puzzles. And, well, there's a lot of them in Deltarune. A lot of them, though, aren't too much in depth on the story, and it's fine. But there are a lot of them who do. You obviously have the gimmick puzzles, or the ones that just show you jokes and Easter eggs, such as Jaius Fell for Beber. I'll never know how to say that name properly, but you also have more important ones for the story, such as Burly realizing he's an idiot on the light puzzle in Chapter 2. And then you have the big ones, such as Chris's piano works, where you have to find 3 different parts of a melody, and you have to play it. And then obviously you have that final sequence where Chris gets to play piano without the player, and just seeing that scene is just so cool. Next are the boss battles and the fights. I love Deltarune's fights and boss battles. I mean, already you have the music, which is so awesome. I mean, it puts you into the mood, it gives you like a vibe of what you're experiencing, and it's just a banger. But we're gonna get to that a little later on the video. So, the main thing of Deltarune and Undertale is that they have really creative bullet patterns, and these can be like, for example, Chaos King using his tongue thing from his own body to move the soul around. You have Lancer using his fucking bike to you, just to ram you with it. You have the camera guy, which puts all the other enemies' bullets and swings them around. And you also have Queen, which sips her 100% non-alcoholic beverage and makes it into a shield that you then have to deal with. And then you also have, here's the big thing, the Roaring Knight. I mean, holy shit, when this thing came out in Chapter 3, it was like, oh my god, this is an actual hard boss fight, and it's one that really is important to the story. You could see because Sham gives a whole speech about you know, beating the knight, but what I noticed is that the community, a lot of people were like, this is a contender for Sans. And some people even say that it's harder than Sans. I mean, we're talking about Sans. It's crazy to the fact that the Deltarune is only halfway through and we're already having something like that. But, of course, just as I said before, there's the music. What would Deltarune be if it wasn't for the music? I mean, obviously it's still good, sure, but imagine Lightner's life except you just have crickets in the background. It's just a bit weird. And, yeah, how do I say this? Toby Fox's music is amazing, and so is his musical talent. And it's not something that just happened, because you have its earlier thing, which is Undertale, and I mean, just look at all the different soundtracks that came out from Undertale that are so popular today. You have stuff like Fallen Down, you have Death by Glamour, Hopes and Dreams, Asgore, and then the beast that is Megalovania. And this makes people that never knew Undertale know about the game without even playing it. I mean, they use it on the Pope. Just, it's crazy. And Deltarune continues this, I guess, this era of music, because Toby Fox and all the people that are behind the music composition, I mean, it continues their legacy. I mean, just look at the Chaos King again. When I first played it, when I first heard it, I was like, I stood there for 5 minutes just going, this is a banger. And after I finished the chapter, I listened to it and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know what he did here, but it's just great. I mean, obviously you have different parts, such as just the different vibes you get. You get the different pitches in the song. You have the lower pitch one and the more heavy pitch one, and then you have the calm parts of the song. But there's also the leitmotifs, and yes, I know about the Freedom leitmotif and the Deltarune motif and the Noel motif, and we all know that it goes into every single piece of media that has ever existed, like Ocarina of Time, because somehow there's the Freedom motif in Ocarina of Time. But of course, there's also the story. Obviously, huge spoilers for the story if you haven't played yet. Which, if you haven't played or watched it, I don't know what you're doing here. Honestly, you should be going to play Deltarune by now. I mean, obviously, if you don't want to, you can still stick around though. I don't mind that. But how do I say this? Moving on, I love Deltarune's story. I mean, they already included so many characters such as, Sans, Undyne, Toriel, etc. And, I mean, good job, Toby, on firing all those neurons in my brain about, obviously, another hyperfixation that I have, which is Undertale. But, to be honest, I like the Deltarune cast more than the Undertale's cast. I mean, already the main people of the game, such as Chris, Susie, Ralsei, are already so developed, and it's only been half the game. I mean, you have people like Susie, which starts off as the mean bully, and then we can see her becoming a sweetheart to the people that are around her. You also have Ralsei's identity crisis and how that develops, and you have Chris, of course, which we all know is Kara and is evil and is the knight. And, well, honestly, I want to see Chris's storyline continuing. It's already so great right now, but honestly, I want to know what happened before Chapter 1, what made things the way they were, and also I want to see how their plan is going to continue throughout the chapters, and if they're really just going to stick with the night group chat, or if they're going to go and understand Susie's side and the player's side. But there's also other characters, such as Noel, and the whole giving a forecast of love with Susie, or giving a forecast of Arctic Canadian weather. And as a result, making Burley go to the hospital. But there's also other ones, such as Tenna, which has a whole backstory into his arc and all of that stuff. Honestly, I'll never let Tenna go into being Glooby again. I couldn't take it anymore. So that's gonna be my life mission. Make Tenna happy. Moving on. There's also Spamton, which, holy shit. The amount of lore that we got from Spamton was crazy. I mean, I'm always gonna be one of those people who gets pissed off of Jevil not getting enough storyline, but that doesn't help the fact that I love Spamton's storyline. It is so cool to watch. And there's also Gaster and the Eggman and Friends. Friends storyline. I need to go. Anyways, the point is, I love this story. and have watched too many lore videos for my own good. So on that note, the community. Well, what would Deltarune be without the Deltarune community? Back when I first came into the community a few months back, after I played Chapter 2, seeing all the different theory videos, content creators, was like opening a whole new world. Obviously, I started easy with recaps of the story or character explanations, but once I played Snowgrave, I was in it. Seeing theories like chess theory, device theory, who is the knight, multiple entity theory, shadow crystal theory, etc. I eventually got really interested in Deltarune, and I started watching Deltarune and Undertale playthroughs and essays. Shout out to Sibbles, Allied Online, Half-Bred Chaos, etc. But also the Fangames, and oh boy, those are cool. I mean, there's already Deltarune chapter rewritten, Delta Traveler, Ribbit the trilogy of Sad Breads, and, you know, Mike Showdown, all that stuff. But there's probably more than that I honestly forgot. And there's also them songs from, like, Zed or Z-Key, which, you know, do all those metal animated covers and stuff. You have the Stupendium with their Spamton songs, you have Soren, Indeed No Kira, and Clancy's work. But I don't know, there's so many songs out there, I probably couldn't name them all. And then, well, there's that. So, the brain rot, huh? I mean, who am I kidding? Of course I think it's funny. It's fucking friend inside me. I remember Snowgrave. Chris, where the hell are we? Susie's idea. I can do anything. Ralze Doobie. Friend. Freedom motif everywhere. Deltarune tomorrow. And on and on and on and on. Fact is, I find it funny. And yes, some of us might need help with the whole hyperfixation on Deltarune, and I get it. But as long as I can go in my little rubber room, laughing my ass off from stupid Deltarune memes, then I'm okay with it. So that's kind of it. It might seem as if my script was bad and I suck at making videos in my opinion, and to that you're probably right. Because this is my first essay video, and I hope that it was at least somewhat enjoyable. And to be honest, I've been thinking of making this video for a couple months now, because to be honest, I want to make more personal content. One that isn't just me going through the game and having some people in the chat just chilling and not really saying anything, and I feel like the community part that I really made this channel for has kind of been absent for a little while, and I want to have this channel as a place where all the people who like Deltarune or Undertale or Toby Fox's work or really anything can all hang out and talk about it. And obviously, so I can have a place to talk about my hyperfixations. And I guess my main point is, I love Deltarune. I love its story, I love its music, I love its silly little characters, I love the awesome people that make it, I love the fandom, and I obviously love spreading my lobotomy to all my friends that have no idea what Deltarune even is. And obviously so much more. So I guess this is it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It'd be really cool to have another person, I guess, joining this whole experience that I've been trying to build up for a couple months now. And if I don't see you again, then I hope you have a good night. But if you're staying, I have a couple things to show you. First of all, it's just my setup. To explain it, it's a mess. My IRL setup is basically consisting with my mic, my script being right in front of me, and I have to look at it underneath this little hole in my VR headset, and is pretty hard to read, to be honest. Hence why sometimes I'm stuttering or I have long pauses in what I'm saying. But there's also the computer, which has OBS all the way over there. But then there's obviously the VR chat setup, which, to explain, you have me right here with the couch. You have the whole TV scene, and then you have me over there, which, yes, they're both me, okay? It's the same account, but I kinda need some way to film high quality videos without using this, this MetaQuest 3, okay? It's not great over here. I don't explain it other than that. Anyways, that's kind of the end of the video. If you're gonna come back, I hope to see you next time, and if you actually just chose to stick around here and listen to me rant, and it's okay to have bad days. Hell, I have bad days too. But I think seeing moments, there's always gonna be a couple of them. Life is mostly gonna be a bunch of jargon and a bunch of useless shit, and I understand it. But what's important is finding those small moments and those things that you enjoy and spending time with it. Whether it's friends, a game, a talent, art, just going outside, whatever it is. As long as it makes you happy, then I think that what you should do is follow it. Follow what makes you passionate. Follow what makes you happy. And then there you go. In the end, what's important is when you go to bed at night, you can say, today was an okay day. So, that's kind of the end of my rant. See ya. I'll see you later, okay?